Oops, there I'm moving. Hello YouTube, this is Christine and I'm here to report my 3-week post-op after lap band to gastric sleeve surgery. First I wanted to point out to you that my weight only has changed 2 pounds. So I was on a plateau at 172, between 172 and 174 for like 10 days. And then I finally dropped to 170. So hopefully I'll hit the 160s soon. So I have a total weight loss of 2 pounds in the last since last Tuesday. I also wanted to report to you a few complications. I think it was the day after my week 2 video. So it was 2 weeks and 1 day afterwards. I went to the grocery store and I was having trouble seeing things long distance. Things were really sort of blurry. I had problems seeing things close up because of the medication that I was on. Remember the ear tab, if you've seen my previous videos, the little ear tab that they gave me for nausea, that was causing me to see things sort of blurry within 3 feet. And then it was kind of spooky and scary, but things on Wednesday got blurry further away, and I noticed when I was at the grocery store that I couldn't read signs far away. Normally my vision is really, really good. It's always been really, really good. Only recently has my up-close vision become a little bit bad, but I don't really need glasses still yet. I like to use them sometimes when I read, especially when I'm reading fine print, but I don't really need them other than the time that I had the problem with the ear patch. Anyway, I was also feeling really fuzzy-headed, sort of strange, like not right. And I realized that it was my blood sugar. I wasn't getting enough food in to have my blood sugar exactly right. So I was suffering from low blood sugar for sure. Thursday, I was still sort of feeling really sort of woozy in the head, and I emailed my doctor and asked about it, and they said I have to eat every 2 hours. I have to eat a few tablespoons every 2 hours or so. So I started making sure that I was doing that, and of course getting all my liquids, because really I was not very hungry, so I was only eating maybe a quarter cup to half a cup at the most 3 times during the day. But then I just started making sure that I had at least that much every 2 hours or so, and that sort of resolved itself. So by Friday I was feeling okay. So it was Wednesday and Thursday of last week that it was just fuzzy. And so the whole weekend went by. It was pretty good. And then Monday was my first day back to work. I'm a school teacher, so it can be a really tiresome job. You know, you're talking all day. But my first day back showed Romeo and Juliet, the end of Romeo and Juliet, because they had read it. They had watched most of the film, the Zeffirelli version of the film, and they were able to watch the end of it. And that helped out a lot so that I wasn't so tired. But I was crazy tired on Monday. I don't know why, but there was a couple of times during my conference period and at lunch. I have about an hour and a half off. I just took my sweatshirt, bundled it all up, and just stuck my head on my desk. And then 5th and 6th period, I have a student teacher, so I was able to go to the lounge and let her teach and just be within a few doors down, and was able to sort of relax in the lounge, going back, grading a paper, resting my head, grading paper, resting my head. Then Monday, I went to Kaiser to see a nurse. They told me because I still have, the wound is still not looking very good. If I could, I hate taking the time to go back and edit this video on iMovie. So I could probably go back and do it and put a picture in later so you could see what it looks like. I took a picture on my iPhone. But the wound itself from the incision, only one of them, is sort of like a little valley, you know. And I wanted it checked out to make sure it wasn't infected. So I went in there, and the nurse was surprised at the way it looked. She said, I saw the picture, and she said, I'm surprised you didn't come in earlier because most people would panic if they saw something like that. But she wasn't a bariatric nurse. The bariatric nurse wasn't available. So she called another nurse in, and the other nurse, and she decided to pack it. They gave me this like thin strip that I'm supposed to put gel on and then sort of stick it into the incision and then cover it. Well, I'm supposed to do that every day after I shower, and then on Wednesday she's supposed to see it. Well, Wednesday of next week. Well, I run into my doctor, of all people, in the hallway as I'm exiting. I told him that I had just seen the nurse. She looked at the wound. They decided to pack it, and he said no. Now, mind you, he never looked at the wound at all. Maybe he could have seen the picture when I emailed it, but he never looked at it. And I said, but it's really deep. It's, it's this big, and it's at least that. It's really deep, And he said, no, don't pack it. He said, you can unpack it tomorrow, take out the stuff tomorrow, clean it. If it's still oozing, put a light gauze on it. But the only way it's going to heal and the only way it's going to sort of develop to the surface is if I leave it unpacked. So I'm supposed to go see this nurse next week after packing it every day. I need to get onto Kaiser and email her. I need to look at her name, find out what her name is, find out how to contact her and send her a message to tell her what my doctor said. So it's like really weird because my doctor didn't actually look at it. It was already covered. He didn't, and I wasn't actually going to go, hey, here, look, in the hallway. That's something that's supposed to be done in a room. But he seems to be really confident that packing it is not what I'm supposed to be doing and that it's not infected. And it doesn't hurt. It's not hot to the touch. When I look at all the symptoms of infection, it was at one point a little greenish. The scab part of it was sort of greenish. But I don't think it's infected at all. So I just need to continue showering using soap and water. And I'll just put a light gauze over it. I'll take out the packing today. So that's my total report, I think, for the last... Oh, and by the way, today at work I was feeling totally normal. The beginning of the day, not so much because I didn't eat breakfast, and I really, really need to force myself to eat breakfast. Monday, what I did is I made some cream of wheat, and I put it in a container, and I just brought it to work and heated it up. I need to do that pretty much every night so I have something to put in my mouth in the morning. I start work every day at 6:57 because I teach a 0 period, and I don't get out until 3. I find it really hard to eat in the morning because I'm barely getting out of bed and leaving for work. I usually leave for work around 6 o'clock in the morning. So I just need to make sure that both my lunch and my breakfast is ready the night before, and I can just grab it out of the refrigerator and bring it to work. And I have a stock of protein shakes there as well. Some waters, I need to get more, and I need to get some vitamin waters, the 0 ones, or even the Sobe Life waters that are low calorie. I like those, especially the ones with antioxidants. Not antioxidants, the ones with electrolytes. It's like an orangey flavor, but not too strong. Gatorade I find is way too strong. I always have to water it down. Anyway, that's my report. Hopefully by next week, I will be in the 160s. The second number will be a 6. On a little side note, the lowest I've ever been in my adult weight, at the age of 26, I was 155. I got down to 155 after dieting. I was around 170s, which is about where I am now. Most of the time, I'd shot up to the 180s, and then I dieted, exercised for a while on my own, and got down to 155. Then I sprained my hip, and I couldn't exercise or move for quite a while. And then in my more adult life, in my 30s and 40s, the lowest I've been is 162. So once I get past 162, my real adult life, which I consider my 30s and my 40s, because 20s is really not adult as far as I'm concerned. If I get under 162, that'll be like my big goal. Anyway, that's it for my report. Bye-bye, YouTube. Have a great January.